The warning. The Galactic Council chamber was a monument to arrogance. Spires of glass and chrome reached up into the void, orbiting a golden blue star at the center of neutral space. Delegates from 100 species gathered in concentric tiers, speaking in layered tongues and glowing lights. In the center, the human ambassador stood alone. Ambassador Celine Ward of Earth's Unified Republic was an anomaly here. She was the only being in the room without neural augmentation or biological modifications. No antennae, feathers, scales, or hive minds. Just a woman in a dark blue suit, staring up at the 1,000 condescending eyes trained on her. And in conclusion, droned the Varnathi delegate, a gelatinous being pulsating in its translucent pod. Human reluctance to share advanced technology constitutes a breach of Interstellar Mutual Progress Protocol 13. We motion sanctions against Earth. Applause, or rather, the interspecies equivalent of it, rippled through the chamber. A dozen other species nodded, their quorum displays flashing in agreement. Ward didn't flinch. She walked forward to the center dais, small in the shadow of the council. A hush fell. Earth rarely spoke directly. When it did, it was usually to accept another insult with stoic silence. Not today. Esteemed delegates, Celine began, voice calm but sharp. For over 70 years, Earth has been a member of this council. We have provided resources, labor, and lives. We have abided by every regulation. We've been called backwater, emotional, violent, primitive, and we let it go. A slight tremor ran through the chamber. Her tone wasn't aggressive. It was tired, but something in it made even the battle-hardened Kroth generals blink their tri-eyes. She continued, "You told us to disarm. We did. You demanded we dismantle our autonomous defense grid. We did. You claimed we owed reparations for galactic instability, despite never starting a single war in council space. Still, we paid." A scream behind her flickered to life, showing footage. A colony on Kepler, 62 burning. Human civilians running, screaming, as beam fire lit the sky. Vorn war drones, council-sanctioned, descended with surgical precision. Over 10,000 dead. No warning. No charges. No trial, Celine said, gaze locked on the Varnathi. We know who did it. We've seen the data leaks. And still, we did not retaliate. Instead, we came here one final time to speak. The Kroth warlord growled. If Earth believes it can threaten... I'm not threatening, Celine interrupted. I'm clarifying. She took a breath. The entire chamber leaned in. You think Earth is weak. You think we're fractured. But we were only ever playing by your rules, hoping cooperation would earn respect. Instead, you took our restraint for submission. That was your mistake. Murmurs swept the room. Several monitors showed anomalous activity in Sol Sector. Military fleets mobilizing. Orbital factories igniting. Long-range scans detecting energy readings that didn't match any known human design. The Cerati delegate, a crystalline scholar species, leaned forward. Are you declaring war? No, Celine said. We're declaring truth. She keyed her wrist pad. Every comm beacon across the galaxy lit up. Every ship, every station, every outpost received Earth's message simultaneously. This is Earth. We have held back. Out of respect. Out of fear of ourselves. But no more. You wanted to see what humanity really is? Then look to the stars tonight. Celine looked up, her voice low and cold. We're done pretending. Then she turned and walked out of the chamber, alone. 2 weeks earlier, Earth's Moon Base Command. Do it, said Admiral Athelayan, standing over the hollow map of the galaxy. Activate Project Basilisk. His aide stared at him, stunned. One, a younger lieutenant, finally said, Sir, that'll reveal everything. They'll know we've been lying. The Admiral's dark eyes never wavered. Then let them know. Below the lunar surface, vaults hissed open. Massive fusion forge reactors, long dormant, roared to life. Stealth shipyards emerged from the Oort cloud, cloaked in gravitational shadows. In the asteroid belts, dormant AI warships, banned by council law, woke from stasis. Codenames long buried in black files came back into circulation. Cerberus, Shiva Protocol, Mirror Walk, Sun Eater. Earth had never been backwards. It had simply hidden its claws. Back at Council space, a growing panic. The Council met in emergency session. The footage was undeniable. Human vessels moving in formations no one had seen before. Fractal engine trails. Ships vanishing and reappearing miles away in fractions of a second. They're using blink drives, hissed the Dronai representative. That technology is impossible. No, said the Cerati elder grimly. It's simply human. Council records scrambled to reconcile the facts. 60 years of Earth's tech being inferior. A carefully crafted facade. Colonies reporting terraforming in years, not decades. Medical advancements that cured plagues no other species could treat. Combat data from pirate raids that showed human marines winning against impossible odds. It wasn't incompetence. It was camouflage. And now the camouflage was gone. On Earth, the last conversation. In the presidential bunker beneath Mt. Elbert, Celine Ward stood before Earth's president, Amina Varma. Are you sure? The president asked. This changes everything. Celine nodded. They'll never respect us until they fear us. And after Kepler 62, we don't owe them patience anymore. Varma hesitated, then said softly, I always thought we'd be the peacemakers. We were, Celine said. But peace doesn't come from weakness. It comes from knowing what you could do and choosing not to. She looked out at the night sky. They never knew what we were capable of. Now they will. Final scene, the stars respond. Across the galaxy, the consequences began. A Varnathi cruiser, orbiting a minor planet, exploded without warning, taken out by a kinetic slug traveling at 0.99 C. No heat signature, no approach vector, just destruction. The Kroth Armory world of Hraga. 9 lost contact with half its orbital defense grid, silently disabled by infiltrating drones built to mimic space dust. On the rim of Council space, human sleeper fleets decloaked. They bore no flags, just one transmission. This is a reckoning, not a war. Remember, we asked for peace. You answered with fire. The retaliation. The stars above the galactic rim flickered, not from distance or interference, but from the displacement of something massive. The ESV Judgment, a dreadnought hidden in deep space since before Earth's admittance to the Galactic Council, emerged into the open. Its hull shimmered with anti-spectrum plating, invisible to conventional scans. It stretched 20 kilometers long, bristling with black hole torpedoes and quantum lances. It was not a ship of deterrence. It was a ship of punishment. And it wasn't alone. Across over a dozen star systems, similar vessels uncloaked. Human fleets, once supposedly decommissioned, reappeared, coordinated with the precision of an AI hive, yet infused with human aggression. Galactic capital, Grelvin Station. Admiral Threx of the Vorn Armada stared at the holograms in disbelief. The entire first defense ring of the Council capital, 18 outposts, had gone dark in 47 minutes. Not destroyed, not captured, just off. No debris, no escape pods, no signals, said his tactical officer. It's as if the stations were erased. Cloaked vessels? Threx asked. Negative. No sign of displacement waves. No thermal wakes. They just vanished. Threx's 4 jaws clenched. This is impossible. Then a second report came in. The primary data hub on Maltrack 7 had been hijacked. Earth had inserted a virus through a music stream. A music stream. On every screen in Council space, a broadcast began playing. Earth's anthem, repurposed, slow, eerie, thunderous. And with it, a voice. This is Earth. We begged you for peace. You burned our colonies. You laughed at our patience. Now you will feel our will. Flashpoint 1. Kroth Fortress World Hraga 9. The Kroth warlords were known for their strength, brutality, and massive armor battalions. Their homeworld, Hraga 9, had never been invaded in 400 cycles. They weren't prepared for what arrived. Earth's Furies, genetically augmented marines in shadow armor. Blink dropped from orbit using singularity pods. By the time ground sensors registered the micro-black holes used for atmospheric entry, a third of the planet's central command was already neutralized. The Croft deployed tanks the size of buildings. Earth's infantry uploaded virus packets to the Croft's targeting systems, forcing their own cannons to turn inward. One human soldier carved a path through an entire platoon using a weapon that distorted gravity with each swing, a relic called the Hammer of Kasai. It was a prototype that had never been needed. Until now, Croft commanders begged for reinforcements. None came. The communication satellites had been spliced by Earth's spacefaring bees. Nanite-based drones disguised as harmless flora launched into orbit years ago. The war for Hraga 9 lasted 4 hours. Flashpoint 2. Cerati Knowledge Vaults. The Cerati prided themselves on intellect and technology. For centuries, they had belittled humanity's data models and encryption techniques. Earth's reply was swift. The Neurostorm Protocol was unleashed, a living algorithm that infected every Cerati research hub, reversing their stored knowledge. Centuries of scientific advancement were rewritten into gibberish. Artificial intelligences were trapped in recursive loops, arguing with philosophical quotes from ancient Earth philosophers. When the Cerati demanded Earth reverse it, they received a one-line message. We taught you to never underestimate a species still fighting wars with poetry. Council Emergency Session. Ceasefire. The Varnathi ambassador screeched, his gelatinous form vibrating with panic. We propose immediate diplomatic resolution. Too late, replied the Cerati elder, whose entire digital caste had gone offline. They warned us. They begged. We did nothing. The chamber was in chaos. Entire fleets lost. Communications dark. Planets under lockdown. Delegates shouted in 100 languages. One by one, their arrogance bled away, replaced by primal fear. Only one being remained calm. Celine Ward. Broadcasting from Earth via Quantum Hollow, she stood in silence until the chamber quieted. You thought we were children playing with sticks, she said softly. You mocked us for fighting with fists while you used fleets. But we were just waiting for the moment you prove yourselves too blind to see what we chose not to show. She paced slowly, gaze sweeping the stunned council. You tried to erase us. You failed. Flashpoint 3. The Varnathi core worlds. Orbiting their tri-sun system, the Varnathi had assembled a superfleet. Over 400 ships, massive dread carriers, cloaked skirmishers, gravity lens cannons. They formed a sphere formation, impenetrable, unbeatable. And then a single Earth ship arrived. The ESV Red Veil, just 800 meters long. No visible weapons. No support fleet. The Varnathi laughed. Broadcast messages mocked humanity. We await your miracle weapon, one admiral sneered. They didn't know the Red Veil was a carrier of nightmares. Earth's Psi Division, long thought a myth, had been sealed within the ship. Empaths, telepaths, and memory warpers, once outlawed due to Earth's fear of itself, now unleashed. The Varnathi fleet's command crews began hallucinating, turning on each other, executing orders that didn't exist. Ships rammed their allies. Weapon systems refused to fire or fired too early. By the time the Red Veil jumped out, the entire fleet was either crippled or destroyed, without firing a single shot. Earth's past revealed. A council intelligence leak surfaced. A report over a century old. Classified. Suppressed. It told the truth. Earth had reached post-scarcity, post-warfare technological levels before entering the galactic stage. But their history of near extinction, nuclear wars, AI rebellions, climate collapse, led them to vow never to lead with power. So they hid it. They joined the galaxy not to dominate, but to learn humility. And the galaxy mistook that humility for inferiority. Earth had kept the peace longer than any civilization in history. But when the galaxy crossed the line, they let the mask fall. The aftermath. Within 2 weeks, 6 major empires had sued for peace. 4 offered reparations. 3 asked for protection. The council dissolved. In its place, a new accord formed, led not by humans, but by all species who vowed equality and peace. And Earth? Earth did not conquer. It withdrew its fleets after each victory, repaired infrastructure, restored AI networks, released prisoners. It left behind no occupation, only a message. We are not your rulers, but we will never be your victims again. Final scene, 1 year later. On a neutral moon overlooking a binary star system, Celine Ward walked through a garden built jointly by Cerati architects and Croft masons. Alien children played. Human scientists collaborated with insectoid mathematicians. Peace had returned, not through submission, but through balance. A young delegate from a newly admitted species approached Celine. "Is it true," the being asked, "that Earth could have conquered everything centuries ago?" Celine smiled, tired but at peace. "Yes, but we didn't want thrones. We wanted respect. Now we have it." She looked up at the stars, no longer flickering with war, but with life. "And that," she said, "was worth the wait."